Hi everyone, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. I am here today to share some news with you all. Tomorrow's video is going to be my weekly plan with me. I pushed it a day because of this video that I wanted to share today. So tomorrow's mentions that there is a video today. I filmed tomorrow's on the weekend and intended to film today's yesterday, which was Monday, or this morning, Tuesday. Then I had an allergic reaction to something, the origins of which are still somewhat unknown. We suspect we know what it is, but we don't know for sure. And this is what my face looks like now because I've had steroids and antibiotics. I have had antibiotics, but steroids and strong Benadryl from the hospital this morning. I will pop some photos in so you can see what it looked like earlier today. It's still sort of spreading into my eye socket, which is not great news, but it's a story for another day. There is a lot of weird stuff going on in my body these days, but that is not the point. So I thought I wasn't going to get to do a front-facing video today after all because I looked pretty awful, but I decided that I wanted to do it anyway. I'm doing it portrait because it's just easier to get a better shot, so I know it's not ideal for YouTube. Sorry about that. But I wanted to do it anyway because I feel like it's a big enough news that I want you to see my face while I'm sharing it. So there are some changes coming to the shop in the near future, and that's what I want to talk about today. They're good changes overall. And I think it's the right time for these changes, but obviously change is, it's uncomfortable in general, right? So I did want to talk about, I want to be upfront always with you guys about what's going on, and, make sure that you guys just know the lay of the land, right? And what to expect from me and the shop going forward. I always try to do that. So here is the background of the situation. This year has been kind of crazy economically. I know I don't even have to say it. Everyone is talking about it. We're all feeling it. The cost of everything is sky high. And with that, none of us has as much expendable income as we used to have, right? That has affected, I think, everybody. It certainly affected, I've got hair everywhere, excuse me. It certainly affected my family. The cost of groceries where we are is through the roof insane. And the ripple effect of everybody not having as much money is that this year the shop just hasn't done as well as it has in previous years. This is completely to be expected this year. I would expect nothing less. And certainly I'm not upset about that ripple effect impacting my sales. It just is what it is. And the reason that I wanted to do this front facing and so you can see my face is so that I can express again how incredibly grateful I am to all of you who have supported the shop and continue to support it. It means the absolute world to me. And just so we're clear, the shop is not closing. We're not going there. But it does mean that we've had to face the reality that the shop isn't bringing in the kind of income that we needed to at the moment. So, the reality of that is that I'm working 7 days a week, trying to just put out enough that we do bring in that income, but I don't really think that is the root of the issue, right? It's just this economy. I have Frenchie's rolling around snorting. What's new? So anyway, I'm babbling, but the gist of it is that is where we're sitting right now, that we had recently made the decision that I was going to need to look for some kind of other work, probably part-time, ideally part-time, crucially remote, because it's always been our priority to continue supporting Chloe through remote school as long as that's the best thing for them, and it definitely has been and hopefully will continue to be the best thing for them. We want to support that. It's been so good for them. But The other reality is that remote jobs, at least up here right now, are not nearly as easy to come by as they might have been 2 years ago, right? Where everyone was still working from home. A lot of people have gone back to the office now. So I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to play out. And I did anticipate that at some point I was going to have to go back to work outside of the home. And that has been something that we've really, really wanted to avoid because of Chloe, because we went down to one car in 2020 at the start of the pandemic, and we had planned to before the pandemic started. And then we'd planned to try because I was working from home, and we did, and we thought we'd give it a year and see how we did, and we love it. And it's worked really well for us because I've been at home. So I just don't really go anywhere during the week or on the weekends for that matter. But I'm a homebody, I'm an introvert. I've talked about that a million times before. That's fine with me. But, in terms of just the added cost, like, yes, I could go to work outside of the home and bring in extra money, but we didn't really want to have to put some of that money into a new car if we didn't have to. So that's where we stood last week. Maybe a week before that. We've sort of been having these conversations. I've sort of slowly been starting to keep an eye out, but really not expecting that we would find everything that fit every box, checked every box and filled every need and want, right? And then last Wednesday, an opportunity kind of fell into my lap that was really impossible to turn down. And it was completely serendipitous in the way that it came about, and the situation of the role. And I was offered and accepted a part-time virtual assistant position. It's because it's virtual, it's remote, so I get to stay home. For Chloe, we don't have to buy another car. Because it's part-time, I still get to run my shop on the side, just as more of a side hustle. So the shop's not closing, but this opportunity has been a huge blessing. And if I sound like my voice is kind of wobbly there, it's because it is very emotional for me. I really believe in, I'm not going to say I fully believe in like putting things out into the universe and trusting that, the universe is going to work it out, manifesting all this stuff. But I do think that there's something to be said for it. And this wasn't even a case of that. It was just sharing with somebody that we had this need, and then them like a week later also having a need to fill that it turned out that I can fill. So it's pretty magical, honestly. It's hard not to believe that it was serendipity, right? So here's the situation. I've actually already started that job on a very part-time basis while I'm getting, set up in it. And then also like this happened, and I've had to deal with this for the last couple days. And I spent 8 hours in the hospital today in the ER getting seen. So, it's a slow transition into this role, but it's an exciting one. I'm excited for the opportunity to do something that feels a little bit more like, I don't want to say feels a little bit more like real work, because the shop has been a lot of work. I've enjoyed it. It's been so much fun, and I love what I do. But having a little bit more of a balance between like, here are the work hours and here are the non-work hours is going to be really nice. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the shop being more of a side hustle and not our main secondary, how do I word this? Main secondary sounds like an oxymoron, but you know what I mean? Like source of income, right? And relying on the income that the shop brings in. I'm also not going to lie, I'm a bit burnt out. Like I said, I have been working day and night, 7 days a week for 3.5 years, almost 4 years in September, I think. I'm tired. I'm tired. I've had a lot of health stuff going on in the last couple of years, I'm still like deep in the weeds of figuring out, and it's just been tiring. And it's been tiring knowing that if I didn't put in 16 plus hours a day, that there was no chance that money would come in, right? It was me working all of this time or nothing. And that's stressful. And don't get me wrong, we have my husband's salary, but in this economy, it just doesn't cover everything, right? So it's been tough. I am ready for the shop to be a side hustle for this next season of life. I don't know what, the long-term future holds. That is completely up for grabs and up for debate at this point, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to know how everything is going to play out. I just know that we had determined that we had this need, and there was quite a bit of stress and anxiety involved in trying to figure it out and figure out how to how to meet that need and all of the supporting needs along with it. And then this opportunity came along. So that's where we stand. What does it mean for the shop? I'm not 100% sure what it means for the shop. Let me tell you what I do know. What I do know is that right now the shop is not closing. I don't have any intentions for the shop to close. I love the shop. I love designing stickers. I love getting to see my products in your planners, and love knowing that happy mail is coming to you from my little shop. That thrills me. So that's not going anywhere. It probably means that I'll say releases may not be as frequent. I won't say as regular, because the last few months have been tough for that anyway. I've tried really hard, but it's been tough. My eyebrow is going rogue. But they probably will be less frequent. However, having said that, I feel like I have spent a lot of time trying to force creativity in the past 6 or 7 months. And I feel as though I've been producing, to a certain extent, producing to produce. And I don't want to produce, right? I want to produce products because I've been inspired to create them. And I feel like this might give me the opportunity to do that and to just be a little bit more, it might allow me to take some risks I wouldn't have taken otherwise with different kinds of products, because so much of this year has just been trying to do what feels safest. And that, that kind of kills creativity after a while, right? It might, so, I can say that releases might be a little less frequent. I don't really know how it's going to turn out. I think it's realistic to think there won't be as many releases, or maybe when there are releases, there won't be as many products. But who knows, right? All I know is that a big chunk of my time, like a significant chunk of my time each week, will be dedicated to this new role. And I'm excited for that and ready for that. And that's why I really wanted to say that this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a positive thing. And I hope that you guys see that. And I know you will, because I know that you guys have been so supportive of everything that I have done these past few years, and everything that has gone on in in my life that has, gotten in the way of the things that I've wanted to do with the shop, right? So I know that you guys are going to be amazing and supportive. So a couple other things that I just want to touch on. The PR team is not ending for the foreseeable future anyway. This current term goes until, I think, the end of October. And my intention is absolutely to finish out this term, and then we'll reevaluate what the PR team looks like after that. Same thing with changing any of the product offerings in the shop. I don't anticipate that changing. The only thing that may change at some point is depending on just how much business the shop does bring in as a part-time side hustle. The costs for Shopify might not be might not be worth it, in which case we might return just to Etsy. But for now, anyway, that won't be changing. The standalone shop is still gonna exist, and I hope that it continues to exist because I love the design, I love all the things. In terms of YouTube, I don't think anything is going to change for YouTube, except that honestly, you might see a few more videos now and then because I might have a little bit more time to film them if I'm not working on designing and orders as much. And that would be a nice thing too. I think I said this in the video that's going up tomorrow, so you'll hear some of this again, but I really did want you to hear it like from me directly. I used to put up a video a day on YouTube. It was every day for quite a while, and then the shop exploded, and of course I had to focus on the things that were actually bringing in money, and I had obligations to customers, right? So that took precedence, obviously. But I loved making YouTube videos. So, who knows? Maybe there will be a few more of those here and there. I do actually have a video that I am planning to do that has been requested a whole bunch of times that I'm probably going to, I'm not going to talk about it until this is addressed because I can't even plan on when I'm going to film that. It's a front-facing video as well, and I just can't plan when that's going to be until I look a little bit more normal and this is taken care of, because it flares up and then dies down with every dose of antihistamine. So there's just no predicting it right now. I think that that's it. I hope that you guys can sense that this is a positive thing for me and my family. I hope that you can sense that it's a positive thing really for the shop overall. I really, really feel that way, and feel that it might give me an opportunity to get some of that creativity back if I know that I can rest in between. If you have any questions about any of what I've shared, feel free to leave a comment, post in the Facebook group, you can DM me, anything. I'm happy to share. I'm generally an open book about a lot of things. I think that's probably pretty clear at this point. And I'm happy to share my thoughts and ideas on, any of the impacts of what I've shared today, or anything else you have questions about too. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to go because this is not ideal for being in front of the camera. I have no makeup on, but I just wanted to get in front of you guys and share this exciting update. Change is weird, but it's necessary, and I'm rolling with it, and I'm excited for this opportunity and to see what comes next for the shop, for my family, for, maybe taking a weekend off now and then. I don't even know what I would do with myself. All of those things. So that is it for me today. I would love it if you would give the video a thumbs up. That would help me out. Like I said, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss future content. Come check us out over on all of the socials and all of the things. And I will see you all again soon. Bye, friends.